Okay, so I'm just over here on this other device now.
I held up a Long Island iced tea.
I'm gonna disconnect from Wi-Fi over there. All right, y'all, so I'm live here on TikTok, and I'm live on YouTube making the doggie some food. Let me flip the camera around. And then over here, we've got some spaghetti going with mushrooms, some oregano, some basil. I added some coconut milk. So like I said, I'm live on YouTube. Go lay. Over there. Along with that, we've got some bones. I look easy to cheat on. Dang. Like that's, I can't say you're wrong. Sheesh. That's, yeah, bro, like I feel like nobody's gonna believe somebody said this to me. You look easy to cheat on. Well, that's the story of my life. That's why I don't even like deal with that. I don't even deal with that stuff anymore, you know. I haven't been with anybody in a while, and I don't find like the same. I don't have the same needs as everyone else. I'm human for sure, but I got so much other stuff to deal with, y'all. You know, like I need to get everything else going for myself before I'm like, all right, let me go be with somebody else. You know, let me go ahead and take all of their drama, all of their problems, and insert that right into my life. But for sure, I have. It's probably been super easy to cheat on me in the past because I'm naive. I always think positive, and I'm always busy. I'm always busy on something, doing something, you know. That's a fact right there. But I mean, that's how we're opening up. That's how we're starting off the live. I'm just gonna like show that comment there. Oh, you can't even see it. I mean, that comment kind of made my day. Always find a way to flip it, right? When someone says something to you, about you, that is just, you know, so what? So what? I'm glad she took time out of her day to even comment, you know? Leave it at that. Like, have that type of mindset. I can't even tell you how many freaking people out there that doesn't, maybe more people who have something to say, but don't have anything to show for it. So, now, I mean, she's got like 1 million something followers. I think when I looked at it, it was like 900 something K. So she's got something to show for her, but still, it doesn't affect me, you know? Because I know that there's plenty of good women out there who appreciate the things that I do. You know, that's what matters. That's what affects me. Melissa, thanks for joining. Thank y'all for the likes. I know some of y'all have been getting spammed by people, you know, engaging with you. Maybe some people from my past. Then again, maybe not. Maybe it's just people who have nothing better to do. But whatever it is, however it goes, I appreciate you all. So just got some cold water lobster. Some cold water lobster. Got some bacon. I'm gonna flip this around again so that way y'all can see the steak. Stop that. All right. So there's that. See? Go. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No. 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 Find a little snack. No. Sit, sit, hush, sit, lay, sit, lay, sit, lay, sit, 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 sit. Go get it. Go get it. Yeah, that's how I was raised. I mean, you know, being brought up for the time that I was with my father, I mean, he had a different method of training me, you know. I'm not going to judge him for that. That's up to God, you know, but I don't believe in resorting to physical anything, you know. The physical that I'll do is I'll make them do up downs, right? That way it's not punishment, it's not discipline. I mean, it is discipline, you know, but it's not punishment. And, you know, sit, lay, sit, lay, sit, lay, sit, lay. And we'll just keep doing that. They want to play games, I'll play games. Like, that's how I do it. But I also, as you can see, I reward them because, I mean, all animals are great, but me personally, and I know everybody feels that way, but they feel like their animals are the best, and that's how I am. So I don't even eat steak. I don't eat steak. I am gonna have a little bit of spaghetti. I don't eat pork, so I'm not even gonna touch the bacon. I got some asparagus that I'm gonna put on here in a second, but I do it all for them, you know. And And the same process is training me. You know, a year ago, it would have taken me a lot longer to do everything, to get through everything. The more I do it, the faster I become at it, the less of a hassle, the less tedious it is. You know, so it's like I'm at a point where I could be live a lot more, you know, but there's some moments that I don't record. If I go out for a walk, I'm not really in that moment if I'm live, you know, chatting with y'all, reading the comments. I'm not there. I'm not in that moment because my focus, my attention is somewhere else. So, you know, I know there's a lot of videos out there of me. I have a lot of content, but that's still not even everything, right? What y'all see online is a small fraction of my life and what I got going on, you know? But if you want to judge me for that, then by all means, go ahead. You and I, you know, we're not going to see eye to eye on many things, probably not anything. And that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. So like I said, you know, this isn't one of those like gimmicky lives, you know, like none of my content is meant to like, ooh, let me get something from someone else. No. Every time I post a video, every time I edit a video, every time I make a video or I go live, it's to inspire someone. I don't care if 1 million people see it and only one person is inspired. That means I've done something for that day. That means it has fulfilled this purpose. I don't care if 1,000 people watch it and none of them like it. I don't care if 10,000 people watch it and none of them like it, right? But if I reach 1 million people and even one person is inspired, then I've done my job. I've done what I set out to do. Encourage others, inspire others, lift others up. If you're going through a tough time, guess what? I promise you that there's somebody else out there who is having it much worse than you. Thank you so much for the gift, Juliana. I haven't seen you here in a minute. Thank you, Sophie, for liking the live. It's lunchtime, so I figured I would go live while I'm cooking. The spaghetti's looking a little bit better now, so I'm gonna show y'all. And don't listen to what other people say all the time. You know, if you do things the right way, dogs can have spaghetti, they can have pasta, they just can't have certain types of flour. It's not that they can't have it, it's just it's gonna cause some issues, but you know, go if you're gonna judge someone, go judge the person who's out there feeding their dog chocolate bars, right? It's like everybody on the planet knows that chocolate is toxic to dogs, but for some reason, apparently some dogs can just consume it like it's nothing. So I've got that on low. Let's see here. How are y'all doing though in the comments? How's everyone's day going? I'm looking for a place to set up this phone, but it ain't happening. So I've been kind of doing everything with one hand. It takes a lot longer, but you know what? I still get the job done. So yeah, if you haven't already, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be putting out videos every day. You can kind of see what I do throughout the day. I'm making websites. I'm on social media. I'm building my own platform. I have cars, apartments. I do a lot. Sometimes there's not enough time in the day to do everything. So I'm developing a process to Now tell me that don't look tasty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna boil that down with the spaghetti, and then I'm gonna throw it on the grill. Got some bacon on the grill now. Now this right here, this is your tomahawk ribeye steak. Tomahawk ribeye steak. So it's a big beast. Oh, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose, Sophie. You want lobster? Let's take a look. So get at me, right? If they hate, let them. Who gives a what? As Kid Cudi says. Who gives a what? And honestly, they're hating because like they're not doing it. But thank y'all for the gifts, for the acknowledgement, for the compliments, for the love, the appreciation, the encouragement. go ahead and flip that camera back around. So yeah, I actually haven't had anything to eat yet. But I tell you what, I sure am hungry now. That's for sure. Given my condition though, without going, too far into detail and without going into all this big conspiracy theory and all that, I can't eat the same things. I really shouldn't even be eating pasta, rice. Like, with my current state, the only thing I should be doing is consuming liquids. I'm gonna add some more beef broth. Some great value beef broth. There we go. And now, the slower all of this stuff cooks, again, I wasn't thinking I should have marinated it, but that's all right, because next time, I was up for 2 days straight, just working, just grinding, just focused, not even a nap, right? Because there's so much to do. Got new cars coming, got to deal with, stuff going on with previous cars, new place, looking at another house. Miami, what is up, Layla? How are you? How have you been? Miss talking to you. Looking fly as always. Thank you. I actually did this because I like to just dress it up, man. If we had a conversation about energy, right? Energy, even something as simple as cooking, right? If I take a little bit extra time to wipe off the surfaces, to dress myself up, all of that is going to be transferred into the food. So that means when somebody goes to consume it, like, they are in essence consuming that, right? The Japanese, they don't believe in coincidences. Every single thing is detailed about their day, right? It's a whole ritual. It becomes a habit. The way that they fold things, just everything is detailed, because they believe in a similar principle. So it takes a little bit longer. I know for some people who are more instant gratification seekers, this steak could have been done in 5 minutes. This spaghetti could have been done in 5 minutes if I just put it on blast and nuked it. Heck, if we're on that roll, I could have just threw it in the microwave and had it ready in 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes, 30 seconds. But sometimes the longer things take, the more time, the more energy that's put into it, and especially if everything is with intent and purpose, the better the outcome, the better the results. Miss you. Thank you. I miss you. I miss talking to y'all. I miss being live. Low key, now that I'm doing it, now that we're here, it's a reminder. Add some more oregano. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of beef broth over the steak. Yeah. Add a little bit more oil. Now, if there's one ingredient that I'll just outright tell people, because I'm putting a lot. I mean, I already mentioned a couple of things, but honey. I freaking use it on everything. I freaking squirt it. I hold it up, squirt it right out of the jar. Put it in the pasta. I'm a honey bear. If there's a spirit animal for me, it's probably a bear that consumes a lot of honey, because it's very good for you. When you add it to the meat and you start putting seasonings and stuff on there, it actually helps those seasonings to stick and absorb. Not to mention that contrast, that flavor profile, it enhances the flavors of everything. It's huge anti-inflammatory. It has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. What else? Allergies. I used to have to load up on, 3-4 like eye drops, nose spray, allergy medication, and then something else for the inflammation. Now, as long as I have enough of that honey in my system, because it's locally sourced, right? So it comes from, bees that are consuming, the pollen locally. So it's like nature's cycle almost, the circle of life. My allergies are cured or treated. I don't have to go and get a shot, $1,000 shot once a year. I don't have to spend, hundreds of dollars during the springtime, hundreds of dollars during the fall time, when pollen counts are high. So if there's one secret I'll let people know today, it's that you love to cook with me. That's awesome. Thank you for calling me handsome. Thank y'all for the love and the compliments. I don't even care about the likes. So I've been live for the past hour. And it reminds me, like, this phone that I'm on right now, it has such a good camera that I might have to end the live just so I can get some videos so that I can post. Because if I download the live, the quality isn't going to be the same as if I'm just recording. So I'll probably try to go for a little bit longer. Now the pasta is boiling. You almost fell out of the chair. You love lobster. Well, I hope they do too. Some comments were in this live were filtered out to protect the community's experience. Hi, handsome. Hello. Hello and welcome to my cooking channel. See how the seasoning is still on there? You know, it's almost kind of glued on there. I didn't have time to like Google or, you know, look up anything. If you watch my live, you see I sort of tenderized the meat a little bit. Now the flavor is gonna soak even more into the meat and into the fat. But as you can see, the toppings are getting a little more sparse. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. Smell it first. Figure out what it's missing. I think a little bit of black pepper. Probably the best feeling in the world. Well, I'll say one of the best feelings in the world. It's not sex. It used to be exercise, like a really good lift. But when they tapped out, meaning I fed them, you know, fed them well, probably fed them 4 times yesterday. And they just, they couldn't hang. They tapped out. They just kind of like sighed out of being exhausted. The look on their faces like priceless. That's probably the best feeling in the world. Because I don't want them to be hungry. And you know, dogs, they have a sense of smell that's like 20 times ours. Their sense of taste is probably like, I think like 7 to 10 times more developed than ours. So you figure the stuff that we enjoy, the stuff that tastes good to us, they actually pick up on it a lot more, right? Because some of us, we can taste through our nose. Meaning, if we smell something, without even putting it in our mouth, we can taste it, right? So imagine dogs. And they're brought into this world of like dry food, of dry kibble, you know? And I mean, what does that do? That keeps them alive. That doesn't mean they enjoy it. They chow it down so fast because they're just so hungry and it's not really filling. You know, but I'm giving them lots of fat. And if y'all had looked back on my videos from a lot longer ago, you'll see when I got her, she was a stray. You see how skinny she was. Some of that was coming back on me, like I'm a bad parent. But no, that's how she was, just running around, roaming the streets. Since then, she's picked up a lot of freaking weight. A lot. Like, I'm strong, you know? I pick her up like she's a little baby, but she is heavy now. That's also a good feeling. And it's, you know, it's not an overfeeding, like an abuse type of thing, because I've seen that happen when people are just overfeeding their animals, and then they go and then they throw it all up. You know, that's not what it is. I'm giving them very nutritious meals, you know, covering all of the food groups, like everything I learned in health class, everything I learned, you know, from being a personal trainer, and creating meal plans for people. I'm doing the exact same thing, just switching it up, knowing exactly what ingredients to use for the animals, you know. And I mean, the inspiration for all of it, people could probably guess. My mother. Growing up, didn't matter how much money was in the house. We could have lost electricity. We could have lost water. Didn't matter what was going on. She made sure I was fed. I wouldn't go hungry. And on the opposite spectrum, you know, when I went to go visit the other parent, the only thing there would ever be was ramen or fast food. I mean, I think that's a toxic masculine trait. There may not be enough time to do everything, right? You sacrifice. Maybe I won't get laid today, but you know what? At least nobody will be hungry. At least they'll have a well-balanced meal. At least they'll be stronger tomorrow. And, you know, I'm recording now, not because I have something to prove, you know, not because of any of that stuff. If anything, I like going back on my own videos and seeing the progress. There's always progress. If I look at what I was feeding them a month ago versus today, that's progress. If I look at what I was feeding them a year ago, 2 years ago, today, that's progress. That inspires me. That gives me hope. So again, if I'm able to do that for even one person, I've fulfilled my purpose. So I'm gonna try to download this live just so I can kind of get some of the video. So that's just a little sample, that's a little preview. I've also got some black beans I'm gonna throw on, and some asparagus. Right. And that'll be a very protein dense with a good amount of fat a good amount of simple and complex carbohydrates, not to mention the nutrients from the herbs. The coconut milk contains nutrients, so you don't really need wet food. If you've got honey and you've got some form of coconut, whether it's coconut water, coconut milk, coconut oil, you don't need wet food. You know, there's some wet food here that I could give them, and it looks great, right? Like if you look at the picture, but that's not really what they're getting, right? That picture is enhanced to make it look wonderful. And believe it or not, a month ago, I took a little bit of it out and I actually ate it, right? And believe it or not, it wasn't too terrible, but it's like, all right, I know I wouldn't enjoy eating that every day. And if I can't enjoy, if I don't enjoy it, how is something that is 20 times more developed with those senses, like how are they gonna enjoy it? But that's just me though. Obviously, with times the way they are, you know, not everybody can do that. Wow. And you know what? It actually says garlic powder, right? You got all these freaking ingredients on here. See, this is what I mean. All the ingredients on here: flaxseed, sunflower oil, sweet potatoes, potato starch, spinach, peas, beef liver, brown rice, salmon. All of that on here, and let's see if you can see it. It's backwards. Anyway, there's garlic powder in here. And that's only if I recall correctly. Dogs can't have garlic and onions. If something's changed and I've become a little bit more ignorant, then I apologize. But so let me go ahead and flip the camera back around so we can flip. Oh, all right. And when it starts opening up like that, that's what it's about right there. That's what it's about. Lots and lots of herbs soaking into the meat, binding with the fat. So every bite is just packed full of flavor. And those herbs, oh, I'm telling you, if you do a little bit more research than like knowing what it tastes like, each herb has a metaphysical, a spiritual capability, right? So, you know, some herbs are gonna help with your eyes, with your skin, with, you know, your liver, your heart, your kidneys. But then there's another side of it that science hasn't quite really studied, let alone have found out. But what those herbs do to you spiritually, you know, that's the real beauty of it. Is what we can't measure, and sometimes what we can't see even. But it doesn't mean it's not working. It doesn't mean it's not doing anything. And there's people out there who, just like me, 10 years ago, I was crazy about all this stuff. Crystals. Oh, if I talked about crystals, they were trying to crucify me. Oh, I worship the devil, this, and that. Only witches use crystals. You know, now it's one of the fastest growing markets on the planet because people are awakening, right? I began telling people that healing crystals are in the Bible. You know, in the actual Bible, you will find references to crystals. Jesus would give his disciples, he would adorn them with crystals. That way, when they were out, being sent out to carry and deliver a message, they would be protected. Kings and queens would have them all around, you know, on their breastplates, on their crowns. These aren't just jewels that look nice and they don't have a purpose. No, they have energy, they have frequency that binds with our own, healing us, allowing us to grow, amplifying us. That's what it's about. So the spaghetti smells good. If you saw the last time I made spaghetti on my YouTube channel for the dogs, I used tomatoes. And if you do like a little bit of quick research, you know, a lot of references will say not to, well, to give them in, you know, consult with your vet and to give tomatoes in moderation to see how they react. Probably because all dogs are just like a little bit different when it comes to digestion. So, you know, I gave them a little bit of tomatoes, but I really boiled it down. Boiled it down a lot and diluted it a little bit more with water. So that there weren't any issues. I've noticed, you know, I've noticed a couple things, but overall, I think it's okay. But I'm not gonna do it, you know, every single time I make them pasta. I'm not gonna add tomatoes. So today, instead of tomatoes, I've got mushrooms, you know, lots of herbs, and lobster. So that lobster has already changed color. We are all energy. Yes, we are. Thank you all for the likes. Wish you could sit and eat with me. I wish that would be cool, you know. Like, this is soul food. Soul food doesn't have to be chitlins. It doesn't have to be, you know, pig's feet. Pig ears. It doesn't have to be fried pork chopped, right? Soul food is like what fulfills that quench. We've got this hunger and this thirst inside of us, and like what fulfills that? Like that's soul food. Now this may not be the healthiest with this big old steak. And all the fat, but it's definitely not the worst. Nothing is fried. Let me show y'all this lobster. since we're down to like, what is this, like 3 people, if y'all want to switch over to YouTube, I'm live on YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and reverse. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Blow me up. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. That way it can finish processing. It's gonna take a while before I can download it. Once I download it, I'm gonna upload that to YouTube. But I wanna get like a nice, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just wait till it's done. Aromatherapy has benefits, and just by smelling that, I felt good. I do want the noodles to be a little bit softer, a little bit more puff. So I'm gonna add some more coconut milk. And some more oil. No. 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 Who's there? Who's that? Who's there? Go, back up. Back up. Back up. No. Get that, go lay. Go. Lay. It's almost done. So yeah, now there's only 2 people left. Okay. Well, Latasha, it's been nice. Thank you for being here, part of the experience. Since you're heading out, I guess I'll head out too. Gonna throw all this stuff on YouTube, and then I'm about to make some content so I can post on this platform, and then I'm gonna get back to work myself. So glad you caught me. It's been real, and I'll catch you next time.